Okay y'all, buckle up because this is wild. I, 25F, am getting married in a few months and I've been planning this day for almost 2 years. My fiancé and I have been dreaming of this perfect outdoor ceremony with all of our closest family and friends, and honestly, I couldn't be more excited. But here's where things get insane. So, a little backstory: my cousin, 27F, is pregnant with her second child. Great, right? Except, she's always making everything about herself. You know the type. Like at every family event, she's got to be the center of attention. I love her, but it's honestly exhausting. Anyway, fast forward to last week when she calls me and casually drops, "Hey, I was thinking, wouldn't it be amazing if we did the gender reveal at your wedding?" I'm sitting there like, girl. What? She starts going off about how perfect it would be to have a big moment where everyone finds out the gender during my reception, and how I should totally do a balloon release or confetti pop for her. As if this is her day. I tried to be nice and told her that, my wedding wasn't really the best time for that and that I kind of wanted the day to be, about me and my fiancé. I thought she'd understand, but she got pissed. She started accusing me of stealing her joy and not being supportive and said I was selfish for not wanting to share the spotlight on my wedding day. Now my whole family is divided. My aunt, her mom, is telling me I'm being a bridezilla and should just let her have this moment, but my friends are like, girl, no. Even my fiancé is like, why is this even a conversation? So now I'm sitting here wondering. Comment 1. Uninvite her. Tell any flying monkeys that, with no apologies whatsoever, this is your wedding and not her gender reveal. She is quite welcome to organize whatever event she wants for her gender reveal, but you are not allowing her to hijack your wedding so she doesn't have to go to the trouble and expense. For them to even cast a shadow over your wedding day with this massive entitlement is a damned cheek. NTA. Comment 2. You know that you're not. You have to uninvite her and hire security. Sorry about your family drama at your wedding, cause this girl is going to do this with or without your permission. I, 24M, and my girlfriend, 23F, Anne, began dating in college. Last week, Anne invited me to her co-worker's, Joe, party. I had heard a lot about him in the past, and he and she really seemed to have a lot in common, especially with their taste in music. Apparently he was an amateur musician with a fairly successful YouTube channel. Joe initially invited only Anne, but when she asked him if I could tag along, he said it was fine. The party was on Saturday evening. It was a fun party with about 30 people, held at a restaurant Joe had rented out. Towards the end, though, I wandered into Anne's little discussion group, and I immediately got the feeling that nobody really wanted me there, most of all Anne. It was her, Joe, and a few other people. Thinking that I was just imagining things, I hung around, and listened to Joe basically boast about himself the whole time. A little while later I wandered off to get myself a drink and chat with a few other people. Eventually the time to leave came around, and I went to find Anne again. Joe approached me at that point and said that he was having an after-party over at his house. I was going to refuse, but then he said, "Sorry man, but only Anne is invited," while clapping me on the shoulder. I first told him not to touch me, and then said she's not going. He informed me that she had already accepted the invitation. I texted Anne immediately to ask where she was. She responded, "Sorry, on the way to Joe's place. I'll see you tomorrow, love you." I asked if she knew I wasn't invited, and she then left me on read. Texts after that were all ignored. I drove home furious. I stayed up all night, and finally Anne walked in the door at 5:42 a.m. I know because I was by the window watching. I recognized the car as Joe's and the driver as Joe. Nobody else was in the car. Anne waved to him cutely and laughed at something he said. Anne came inside and acted surprised to see me still up. At that point I flatly told her that we were done, and she had the rest of the day to move out. Anne was at first confused with me, and then I told her that she can just move in with Joe. She rolled her eyes and said nothing happened. She gave me this spiel about my insecurities and imagination. I said it didn't matter. After this back and forward arguing, and finally relented and sarcastically thanked me for wasting the best years of her life. And finally moved out yesterday, and it was pretty dramatic. She said that she loved me and that I was throwing away everything over a party. Did I do her wrong here? I feel like I'm getting gaslighted. Comment 1. Even if she didn't sleep with him, she left you at a party without saying goodbye and went to a party she knew you weren't invited to. Doesn't respond to your text, doesn't tell you what's going on, and then tries to downplay your valid feelings. She has no respect for you. You absolutely made the right decision, you deserve better than that. Comment 2. NTA. If you love someone, you don't leave them behind and go to an after party with another guy. You did the right thing. I'm sorry. I know it hurts, but you will meet someone better.